Podcasting was sold to many of us as the final bus stop for gatekeeping. No studio executive, no broadcast license, no billionaire uncle in media, just a recording device, an internet connection, and a voice strong enough to travel. The little guy could finally speak. The wannabe OAP who later became a teacher in Lagos, the student in Nairobi with a secret crush on his classmate, a travel storyteller in Accra, a pastor with a small congregation in Port Harcourt, people who would never smell the corridors of traditional media suddenly had listeners across the continent. But somewhere along the line, the dream met economics, and economics is a very stubborn uncle. The Nigerian Podcast Index is the definitive public directory of Nigerian podcasts. Our mission is to make every independent podcast created in Nigeria or by Nigerians discoverable, preservable, and celebrated. We're not a ranking or review site. We don't chase charts or hype. What we focus on is helping creators reach new audiences, providing researchers in the industry with reliable data, and supporting the growth of Africa's audio ecosystem. So if you're a listener, creator, or researcher, the Index is your go-to place to explore Nigeria's vibrant podcasting landscape and connect with the voices shaping it. If you're a podcaster of Nigerian descent, podcasting in Nigeria, doing it by your lonely, join us. Submit your podcast. Be found. Be counted. From Lagos to Nairobi, Accra to New York, podcasting is full of opportunity, but also challenges. Welcome to Into the Podverse, where we uncover what it really takes to create audio that lasts. I'm Tony Doe. Let's dive in. Now, the same industry that preached everyone has a voice also measures voices by CPM rates, advertiser comfort, purchasing power, and market profitability. Translation: if your audience cannot be monetized the way Silicon Valley likes, your seat at the partnership table disappears faster than the Roadrunner. Look at most major podcast partnership programs: creator funds, exclusive deals, ad marketplaces, early monetization tools, beta testing opportunities. Many African creators are watching from outside the window like children staring into a sweet shop. The talent is not missing. The stories are definitely not weak. Africa arguably has some of the richest oral storytelling traditions on earth. Our people can turn a bus-stop argument into a 3-part series with emotional callbacks and character development. But the platforms follow money first, culture second. If the ad rates are higher in New York than Nairobi, guess where attention goes? If a listener in London is considered more commercially valuable than one in Lusaka, guess whose analytics dashboard gets treated like gold? And that creates a dangerous cycle. African creators are told to grow first. They grow. Then they are told to increase engagement. They do. Then it becomes your region is still emerging. At some point, emerging markets start sounding like corporate language for wait first, it's not yet your turn. Meanwhile, African podcasters are carrying entire productions on their backs, recording, editing, marketing, designing thumbnails, negotiating guests, paying for data, fighting electricity, fighting noise pollution, fighting algorithms, fighting self-doubt, sometimes fighting family members who still think podcasting is just pressing phone. Yet the industry conversation globally often behaves as if podcasting only exists between Los Angeles, London, and a Brooklyn coffee shop with exposed brick walls. Even the success stories from Africa are often treated like pleasant surprises. Oh wow, people listen to podcasts there too? Yes, they do. Millions of them. And the thing we say, global platforms desperately want authentic voices now because audiences are tired of polished emptiness and AI slop, also we're made to believe. They want texture, accent, culture, realness. The very thing African creators naturally bring to the table is the thing the industry claims to be searching for. But authenticity is fashionable only after profitability enters the room. Still, I don't think the answer is bitterness. Frustration, yes, but not surrender. Because African podcasting is slowly building something more important than temporary platform validation. And what's that? Ecosystem resilience. independent newsletters, community-driven audiences, local sponsorships, diaspora listeners, live events, direct support, niche communities. The old media model said, be chosen. This new phase may force African creators to build without waiting for permission. And honestly, history shows Africans have always been dangerously creative when locked out of systems. Look at the fintech solutions that popped up when PayPal moved funny. We built music industries from almost nothing, built film industries with impossible budgets, built comedy scenes from pure hustle and timing. Podcasting may follow the same path. The platforms may not fully see the value yet, but culture has a funny habit of moving ahead of corporate spreadsheets. By the time the economics finally make sense to them, African creators may already own the room. Meet AuTrans, spelled AuTrans. If you've ever tried transcribing a podcast with tools like Whisper or Rotter, you already know the struggle. Nigerian accents get misunderstood, pidgin gets completely rewritten, and sometimes the transcript barely resembles what was actually said. That's where AuTrans comes in. AuTrans is an AI-powered transcription platform built with African speech patterns in mind. It converts your podcast episodes, interviews, voice notes, guest recordings, sermons, and panel discussions into accurate, searchable text. Whether you record in person or remotely, AuTrans is designed to handle real conversations the way we actually speak. One of its biggest strengths is support for Nigerian English, Pidgin, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, code switching, and other global languages. It also includes speaker identification so it can tell who is speaking during a conversation, especially useful when you have multiple guests on an episode. Beyond transcription, AuTrans automatically generates summaries, highlights key discussion points, and extracts action items. You can even chat with your transcript. Ask a question like, what were the main points discussed about fuel subsidy? And AuTrans can find and summarize the answer in seconds. When you're done, you can export your transcript in multiple formats, including text, docx, PDF, and SRT subtitles for video content. Think about it this way. You finish recording a 90-minute podcast episode. You upload the file to AuTrans, step away for a quick meal, and by the time you're back, your transcript is ready, complete with timestamps and speaker labels. From there, creating show notes, pulling quotes, finding sound bites, producing clips, and repurposing content for social media becomes much easier. Now let's talk pricing. If you only need a transcript occasionally, AuTrans offers pay-as-you-go pricing. No subscription required. Upload a single audio or video file, pay only for that file, and get your transcript in minutes. Pricing starts from just 200 Naira per file. It supports files up to 150 megabytes, including WhatsApp voice notes, and your recordings remain private. They're never used to train AI models. If you're transcribing regularly, a monthly plan offers better value. The starter plan begins at 8,000 Naira per month for 10 hours of subscription, while the Pro plan provides 35 hours for 25,000 Naira per month. For most growing podcasters, the starter plan is more than enough. My verdict, AuTrans solves a very real problem for African creators. It understands how we speak, saves hours of manual work, and makes content repurposing much easier. If you're serious about podcasting, it's worth testing. Visit AuTrans.online, upload your latest episode of Voice Note, and see how it performs for yourself. You might be surprised by how much time you get back. Please note that this podcast tool review is not a paid one. If you're dealing with unreliable podcast hosting or thinking about launching your own show, let me save you some headaches. Into the Podverse runs on RSS.com, and switching to them was one of the better decisions I made for this podcast. No mysterious downtime, no confusing dashboard, no support tickets that disappear into the void. I've set up an affiliate link in the show notes. Yes, I get a commission if you use it, but I'm telling you about them because they actually work. If you need dependable hosting, give them a look. Every podcast has a story. Every creator faces challenges. Thanks for joining Into the Podverse, where we turn opportunity into growth. Until next time, keep raising the bar.